What about all those young people who we saw carrying those placards? Some of them nicely done placards in that amount of time. How did they get involved in all of this? Or are they members of the political parties, different political parties?
Well, I do know that many of these people, many of the young men who spoke are members of the APC, at least their leadership who spoke. But I also do know that there is a group called the Neighborhood Watch, some kind of a paramilitary thing, attempting to guarantee security. And then I am told that text messages were sent to say, come and collect your letters. You also know that happened in Rivers State. Come and collect your letters. And then all of them swooped in numbers. And then they came and said, oh, these letters that you will have collected, there's an impediment in the House of Assembly. We need to go and visit that impediment. Not only did the protest take, if the protests had taken place in the House of Assembly and had ended there, it would have been fine. But I was bewildered they moved it to the House of Assembly quarters. Tires were deflated of these 4 members that were suspended. That was brigandry at its highest, and ostensibly led by the majority leader. I can say that categorically. Tires were deflated in the Edo State House of Assembly.
What was the action of the police in this whole issue? Because now they've taken you saw the visual we showed earlier on. I think this is really sad, and it is getting to a lot of Nigerians. If politicians would conduct themselves and put almost innocent citizens in harm's way, then we should be talking about all of this. The police has already taken over the assembly complex. What about the homes of some of these people, since you say they have actually moved beyond the assembly complex to the houses of these people?
I think that what the police initially attempted to do was to find a political solution to it. When it became clear at the first few 10, 12 hours that this thing was going to snowball into a confrontation, because Martin Luther King says violence from violence leads to a violent conflagration which both parties have to lose. I think the police realized that. And then some, of the guys who showed up at some of the rallies have been declared wanted. Many of them, I passed by some houses and they have left their houses. So I can tell you now that as far as protests are
in other words, some of these people are known persons in the state.
No, they hold official offices. I'm not saying whether they are known. They are SSAs and executive directors in government. To say that they are known would mean that maybe they are known faces. They have official positions in government. And police has moved in to say we must stem this thing, in the board. And I'm happy that the police has become proactive on this matter.
Do you think that the safety of those members, because if British already gets into your houses, you think their safety can be guaranteed in Edo State?
So if you got to the Edo State, if you get there now, for a long time I haven't seen police dogs. I saw police dogs. So when I was driving, I advised myself to drive closer to the ring road down to the side of the police. The point I'm trying to make is that there's heavy police presence, police, NSCDC. So I can tell you that if anybody wants to enter into the House of Assembly, I think both parties.
And we can say that the police in the state is non-partisan.
At least to this very minute, they have demonstrated. The Commissioner of Police were with the two factions yesterday for well over 4 hours in an attempt to broker peace on this matter. So the police has hitherto demonstrated that they are non-partisan. Their interest is the fact that do your politics, let's do our security so that we can live, together as a people, irrespective of our differences.
Have you heard that court judgment that says those members cannot come near the House of Assembly?
Yeah, I got it. And with all due respect, this is some of the challenge I have with our judiciary. The speed, the willingness with which certain judges are ready to deliver court judgment, restraining orders, motion expertise. It worries me a great deal. I won't be shocked if by today the other party also gets a court injunction. In this country, we have seen a court vacate an order of a previous court. We have seen two conflicting court judgments in this country. One court says go, the other one says stop. One says breathe, the other one says hold your breath. So Nigeria is in a delicate state now. Why it is important that we mention this is that the emergence of insurgency to a very large extent can be ascribed to the contribution of leadership. You empower thugs, you empower dissidents, all right? An AK-47 in the hand of a police officer that is trained is a weapon of defense. An AK-47 in the hands of a thug is a serious weapon that can be used in a very terrible way.
Are you saying very clearly that the people whom you say are thugs, that the Edo State government does business with, carry guns around?
As for weapons, I'm telling you that you are short of pushing me to mention a name.
No, I don't want to. Well, you can choose to mention names. That is totally up to you.
Yeah, but what I
want to know very clearly is, are they armed?
I have seen them come out armed,
okay,
with cutlasses and bottles. I said our civil society members have been beaten. One's nose was broken, another one's lips was brutaled. NLC members have been beaten.
No, the reason I ask this is some people will say that, I mean, at the end of the day, thugs are human beings, and if they're reformed, there's absolutely nothing wrong with government doing business with them.
No, thugs
but if they're still thugs, if they still maintain that aura, you know, of thuggery, so to speak, and are bullying people about the place and beating them up, then perhaps, you know, we should call to question, oh, they are armed, and they are there for other reasons.
Perhaps the language
other than,
to use,
you know,
is to say former thugs are human beings. If you say thugs are human beings, yes. I can't describe a dog as a thug now. But that we will do official business with people who have been empowered to intimidate and perhaps to annihilate is worrisome for democracy.
Do you see
because
this?
At the end of the day, the weapons that they use are not mopped up. That's how insurgency, you know, was born in the northern part of Nigeria.
Do you see a way out of this?
Oh, no,
and how soon?
No, definitely. I can also tell you that in this particular, you know, instance now, both parties have realized that nobody has a monopoly of violence. You know, it's like when you watch wrestling today, there's plenty talk before the fight. By the time the fight goes on, you see both parties become tired, and all of the raking, like we like to put in our local balances, people are breathing very heavily. So I can tell you that both parties are breathing very heavily now because it's taking its toll on all of them. Edo people are disappointed with the gale of illegalities and the infamous role that the majority leader especially, but honorable members, the infamous role in, like you call it, a house of, what did you call it again? You know, it's evening square, I went to, what do you hallowed chambers of the house. So they should be hallowed. You should be able to have people who are intellectually sound and who have the moral decorum.
Are you a member of the PDP?
Am I a member of the PDP? I'm not a. Whereas there's no big deal in being a member of, you know, the PDP. There's no big deal. Because when you say you are as if it's like asking whether I'm a member of. There's nothing wrong in it. But I'm not a member of the PDP. As a matter of fact, if there's anybody who is a credible voice on public issues in Edo State, at the risk of sounding immodest, I perhaps would be one of them, along with my friend Austin Osakwe. And we have been saying some of this. We didn't start saying it today. So for us, it's a vindication of our position.
But are you sympathetic towards the PDP?
Am I sympathetic? I am sympathetic towards good governance. I am sympathetic towards respect for rules. I am sympathetic towards respect for procedure. I do not have I have friends in the APC. I have commissioners who are my friends.
You know, they say this, some of them say this because you've been around, and before Governor Oshiomhole came on the saddle, there was a PDP governor there, and you weren't as, vocal as you have been since Adams Oshiomhole came on as governor.
Excuse me, sir. In 2000, in a PDP government, when Lucky Benene was governor, I was declared wanted in the state. I was student union president. Akaizima was commissioner, was a police PRO. Jimo Yekini, the AIG that now had an issue that killed his wife in Ilorin, was commissioner of police. So it's not today I started to be vocal. I was declared wanted, and I jokingly tell people I grew up in the States. That is in the state CID, not in United States of America. Because I am often incarcerated for being so vocal. So I have lost my freedom severally for being vocal. So I have no personal grounds against the comrade governor as a person. I am just uncomfortable with the fact that we must follow process and procedure. It's called democracy and the rule of law. And this country does not belong to anybody. And those who are the image makers of the comrade governor should not pretend like they love him more than some of us love him. I have had the opportunity to talk to him on personal basis. So what we're talking about is your procedure, how you do your things. Not, I have no personal grounds, with him. Because all said and done, like they say, police, soldier go, soldier come, barracks will remain. Very just now, he is governor. Somebody else will be there. We have always been vocal. We will remain vocal, until we have the ideal, if there's any such time.
All right, Olu Martins, a member of the civil society group in Edo State. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me. It's always a privilege.